Hello students, today we will learn about evaluation, its meaning, importance and types. Evaluation is very important aspect of any educational process, and according to NCERT, the evaluation approach establishes a close relationship between objectives of teaching learning experiences and evaluation. It implies a constant appraisal of the objectives as well as the methods and procedures of teaching and learning. The ultimate purpose always being to provide better guidance to the pupils. We can define evaluation as it is the process of determining to what extent the educational objectives are being realized. There are different terms like test, measurement and evaluation. We need to understand difference between these three terms because all these three terms are different. Test is a measuring instrument consisting of a standard set of questions of measuring a sample of behavior like achievement test, aptitude test, class test, etc. Measurement is the process of obtaining numerical description of the degree to which an individual possesses a particular characteristics, like testing plus non-testing devices are used for measurement. And here is the evaluation. From the standpoint of classroom evaluation, it is the systematic process of collecting, analyzing and interpreting information to determine the extent to which pupils are achieving instructional objectives. So, we can say that evaluation is very much important. Here is the nature of evaluation. Evaluation may be understood as qualitative descriptions of the progress, means measurement plus value judgment. Evaluation may be understood like qualitative descriptions of the progress, that is non-measurement progress, plus value judgment, and evaluation is equal to quantitative plus qualitative descriptions of the progress and plus value judgment. Under the qualitative descriptions of the progress, measurement and non-measurement both will be included. Now we will see the characteristics of evaluation. Evaluation is a continuous process as it is going on, and evaluation includes academic and non-academic subjects. Evaluation is a procedure for improving the product, discovering the needs of an individual and designing learning experience. Evaluation is purpose oriented. Here is the need and importance of evaluation. Evaluation is very important to fulfill classroom objectives, bring modification in the instructional and educational objectives, because after assessing the performance of the students, we can bring modification in the instructional and educational objectives to reach the desired objectives. Determine readiness for new learning experiences, and it helps in selection of teaching learning strategies. Evaluation diagnoses learning difficulties of students for better planning and organization of teaching tasks, gives incentives and motivation to teacher and learner, helps guidance and counseling personnels, as in the schools guidance and counseling people collect the information about the academic progress of any students for the better counseling and guidance. Assist students in their problems of adjustment. Prepare reports of pupil progress. Evaluation predict students' future academic success, and it motivate students toward better attainment and growth. For development of attitude, interests, capabilities, creativity, originality, knowledge and skills, etc., evaluation is required. Test the efficiency of teachers and praise the teachers and supervisors' competence. Evaluation is needed for development of curriculum and for its revision. Evaluation is helpful for curriculum planners and administrators to improve the curriculum pattern. It serves as method of self-improvement, improving school learning relations and as a guiding principles for the selection of supervisory techniques. There are various types of evaluation: formative evaluation and summative evaluation. Formative evaluation is also called as process evaluation and summative evaluation is product evaluation. We can understand formative evaluations as it is an ongoing classroom process that keeps students and educators informed of students' progress towards program learning objectives. Teachers take class tests or oral tests in between the sessions. The main purpose of formative evaluation is to improve instruction and student learning. The advantage of formative evaluation is it emphasizes the parts instead the entity, as we do the evaluation in between the class after the completion of a chapter or unit. The events are recent, thus of marking accuracy and preventing distortion by time. The results can be used to improve students' performance, program of instruction or learning outcome before the program or course has concluded. Here are few disadvantages also. Making judgment before the activity is completed and not being able to see results before judgments are made through formative evaluation. Formative evaluation is intrusive and it interrupts the flow of outcomes. Chance for a false sense of security when formative evaluation is positive and the final results are not positive as predicted earlier. Summative evaluation occurs most often at the end of the unit. We take summative evaluation as half yearly examinations or annual examinations. The teacher uses summative evaluation to determine what has been learned over a period of time, to summarize students' progress and to report to students, parents and educators on progress relative to curriculum objectives. The advantage of summative evaluation is all work has been completed and the findings of evaluation is that nothing can be done to alter the results, as we could done in the formative evaluation, that we can change the strategies of teaching and learning if we come to know about the drawbacks of the learning. But here after the summative evaluation we cannot do anything. Third one is the diagnostic evaluation. It usually occurs at the beginning of the school year or before a new unit. It identifies students who lack prerequisite knowledge, understanding or skills, as usually we take test before entering into the new class. There is an admission test, or before entering into the new course we usually take a test to know the ability of the student, to know the prerequisite knowledge and understanding or skills about the student. Diagnostic testing also identifies student interests. Diagnostic evaluation provides information essential to teachers in designing appropriate programs for all students. Next type of evaluation is criteria referenced evaluation. This describes pupil performance according to a specific domain of clearly defined learning tasks, like classifies 8 out of 10 minerals into metallic and non-metallic. It is an example of criteria referenced evaluation, as we are trying to classify the minerals on the basis of the criteria, that is 8 out of 10 metallic and non-metallic. Focuses on comparing the individual pupil's performance or achievement with set standard or criteria of performance rather than trying to compare it with others' performance. So, we used to set some criteria to check, to compare the pupil's performance under criteria referenced evaluation. Discriminate and describe pupil's abilities and inabilities without comparing him with others' performance. Quite essential to specify clearly the expected level of performance. Criteria referenced evaluation test used during the instructions like FAs, formative assessment, represent new trend in the process of appraisal, and this helps and inspire pupil to compete none other than oneself. Next type of evaluation is norm referenced evaluation. Norm referenced evaluation is based on comparing student achievement to that of others, like we stood better than 80% of the students of his class, like we give positions to the students at the end of the summative evaluation or formative evaluation. This would be the norm referenced evaluation. It is quite helpful in comparing the individual pupil's performance with the performance of other pupils in his group or class. It helps in discriminating students according to their relative standing in the group. Norm referenced evaluation test used at the end of instruction, that is summative assessment, and represents the age old classical system of appraisal. It is responsible for unhealthy competition as students see his or her position and compare with his pupil classmates. Now we will discuss about the qualities of a test. A good test is directly related to the educational objectives. It is realistic and practical, concerned with important and useful matters, and it is comprehensive but brief, precise and clear. Here are some qualities of a good measuring instruments. First is validity. A good test must have a good validity. Validity means the extent to which the instrument measures what it is intended to measure, and the reliability. The reliability is the consistency with which an instrument measures a given variable. Like if a person scores 20 in a test and after few days the same test would be administered on the same child or on a same person, the scores would remain same, then we can say the test is reliable. A good test should be objective. Objectivity is the extent to which independent and competent examiners agree on what constitute a good answer for each of the elements of a measuring instrument. It should be comprehensive in nature, means competent enough to assess the knowledge, skills, abilities, interest and attitude as adequately as possible. A good test must have the capability of diagnosticity to diagnose properly the strong and weak points of a student, their interests, attitudes and other abilities and traits. Practicability is the another quality of a good measuring instrument, that the overall simplicity of the use of a test both for test constructor and for students, means ease of preparation, ease of administration. Test should be easy while scoring and interpretation. So, all these factors should check out while preparing a good test. Now, here are the techniques and devices of evaluation. There are so many techniques and devices for evaluation we use, like oral tests and examination, practical test and examination, written test like essay, objective, short answer questions and long answer question we used to give under written tests. Other devices are questionnaires. We use questionnaires to take opinion of the people. Interview is the face to face interaction, and observation may be direct or indirect to know about the performance or behavior of a child. We use rating scale also. It may be a Likert type scale on 3, 5 or 7 points, and we use inventory also. Teachers usually gives assignments and project works to students to assess them, and creative and productive work can also be used as a testing device. Then there is a checklist to know about the performance or the availability of the things in some institutions, or the qualities a child is having or not. Then we can use attitude scale to know the attitude of a teacher or a pupil. And discussion can also be a very good device for testing or measuring, and case study is specially used to know about the weakness of the students, or it is specially done for the problematic children in the schools. Then projective techniques are also used as the testing devices, especially in psychology. We use projective techniques to know about the personality traits or personality of an individual. Then self report, journal and diary and anecdotal notes are the other testing devices. Now we will discuss the advantages and disadvantages of different types of tests. First we will discuss the advantages of oral examination. Oral examination provide direct personal contact with the candidates, and it provide flexibility in moving from candidates' strong points to weak areas. It required the candidate to formulate his own replies without cues and provide opportunity to question the candidate about how he arrived at the answer. It provide opportunity for simultaneous assessment by two examiners. Disadvantages of oral examination are lack of standardization, because no questions are being standardized for oral examination and rapidly examiner asks the questions. Lack of objectivity and reproducibility of results. Permit favoritism and possible abuse of the personal contact, and it suffer from undue influence of irrelevant factors. It also suffer from shortage of trained examiners to administer the examination. Oral examinations are excessively costly in terms of professional time in relation to the limited value of the information it yields, as an examiner has to take oral examination of each and every individual or each and every student personally. So, it takes lots of time. Then practical examination has some advantages. Provide opportunity to test in realistic settings skills involving all the senses while the examiner observes and checks performance. Provide opportunity to confront the candidate with problems he has not met before, both in laboratory and at the bedside, to test his investigative ability as opposed to his ability to apply ready-made recipes. Provide opportunity to observe and test attitudes and responsiveness to a complex situation. And practical examination provide opportunity to test the ability to communicate under pressure, to discriminate between important and trivial issues, to arrange the data in a final form. Here are some disadvantages of practical examination also. It lacks standardized condition in laboratory experiments using animals in surveys in the community or in bedside examinations with patients of varying degrees of cooperativeness. Lack objectivity and suffer from intrusion or irrelevant factors. Disadvantages of practical examination. These examinations are of limited feasibility for large groups and entail difficulties in arranging for examiners to observe candidates demonstrating these skills to be tested. Essay examination has advantage of to provide candidate with the opportunity to demonstrate his knowledge and his ability to organize ideas and express them effectively. It has disadvantage as it limits severely the area of students' total work that can be sampled. Lack of objectivity, provide little useful feedback, take a long time to score. Now MCQs. MCQs has advantage to ensure objectivity, reliability and validity. Preparation of questions with colleagues provides constructive criticism. Increase significantly the range and variety of facts that can be sampled in a given time. It has advantage to provide precise and unambiguous measurement of the higher intellectual processes, provide detailed feedback for both student and teachers, and are easy and rapid to score. And now we mostly use this multiple choice question based test. It has some disadvantages also, as it take a long time to construct in order to avoid arbitrary and ambiguous questions. Also require careful preparation to avoid preponderance of questions, testing only recall. Provides cues that do not exist in practice and are costly where number of student is small. So today we have discussed about the meaning, objectives and types of evaluation, and we have learned that there are various types of evaluations like oral examination, practical examination and written examination, and evaluation is very important aspect of any educational process to know the fulfillment of the classroom objectives and to bring changes in the strategies of teaching and learning. Thank you.